Barcelona got knocked out of the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, and finished second in La Liga. But just 1 year later, they won all three, lifting a historic treble. But for this to happen, Barcelona had to put together the deadliest front three in world football, with Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and Neymar Jr. terrorizing European football. But how did this all happen? Well, it started in 2013, when Lionel Messi was the main man at Barcelona. They had just won La Liga with a record-breaking 100 points, with Lionel Messi truly carrying the team, scoring 60 goals in the season. Barcelona's second top scorer was David Villa, who only scored 16 goals, meaning the pressure was all on the Argentine magician. Despite this record-breaking La Liga victory, Barcelona were embarrassed in the Champions League, losing 7-0 on aggregate to Bayern Munich, and they also lost the Copa del Rey, so Barcelona knew they couldn't keep relying on one man to win them games, and they decided something had to change. Luckily, at this time, there was a young winger playing in Brazil who was making waves in world football. At 22 years old, Neymar had already played 230 matches with 203 goals and assists for Santos. He was the next big Brazilian star and a perfect fit for this Barcelona team. So on the 3rd of June 2014, Neymar made a €57 million move to Spain, as Barcelona now had the second piece of the puzzle in place. This next season at Barcelona was a transitional one. David Villa, who was the second top scorer, left for their rivals Atletico Madrid, which meant this Neymar transfer had to work even more. Thiago left for Bayern Munich, and big players like Puyol and Xavi were getting older, which is a big reason why this season played out as it did. In the Champions League, they made it to the quarterfinals, where they faced Atletico Madrid. The first leg saw a 1-1 draw with a Neymar goal, but Barcelona ended up losing the second leg 1-0, meaning they only made it to the last 8. In the Copa del Rey, the final was played out between Barcelona and Real Madrid, making for a historic El Clasico match, but Real Madrid were able to get the better of their rivals this time round, as they closed the game with a 2-1 victory. And then, to top it all off, this La Liga season came down to the final game, where Atletico Madrid played against Barcelona, and they were only 3 points apart at the top of the table. Atletico Madrid held out for a 1-1 draw and managed to lift La Liga, meaning Messi and Neymar had missed out on all three major trophies that season. Neymar ended his first season in Spain with 15 goals in 41 games. Messi showed a decrease in output from the previous year, scoring 41 goals, but both of them faced injuries in the second half of the season. And all in all, this was a frustrating year for Barcelona, as there was just something missing. But little did they know they were one bite away from the promised land, and within just one season, everything was going to change. On the 1st of July 2014, Barcelona appointed Luis Enrique as their new manager, and he began by making some significant changes within the squad. He signed 2 goalkeepers in Claudio Bravo and Ter Stegen. Cesc Fabregas and Alexis Sanchez were both sold to Premier League clubs to free up some cash, which they used to sign Ivan Rakitic and the final piece to the puzzle, Luis Suarez. This Suarez transfer was an interesting one to say the least. He was arguably the best striker in the world at the time, having come off the back of a historic season with Liverpool. He almost won the Premier League and finished as the league's top scorer, breaking the goal-scoring record. He'd spent 4 seasons at Liverpool, where he scored 82 goals in 133 appearances, and Barcelona were able to get him for £75 million, a bargain for the quality of player they were getting. But they were only able to get this bargain because Suarez signed while serving a 4-month ban for professional football. Suarez had just taken part in the 2014 World Cup, where Uruguay faced Italy, and Luis Suarez decided to bite the Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini. This meant that Suarez wasn't allowed to play football until the 26th of October, but he was still allowed to train and instantly began to build a connection with his new teammates. So, heading into the start of the new season, Luis Enrique was at the helm. Neymar had a year of experience in Spain. Messi was the same world-class player as before, and Suarez was sitting in the shadows, eager for his debut to arrive. To worse, as Barcelona lost against Celta Vigo and now found themselves ordered to lift the 3rd trophy of the season and complete the treble. Barcelona became the first team in Europe to win 2 trebles, and a lot of the credit goes down to this attacking trio. Suarez scored 25 goals in 43 games, Neymar scored 39 goals in 51 games, and Messi scored 58 goals in 57 games, which added up to 122 goals for the season, breaking the scoring record for an attacking trio. But just 1 year later, MSN would manage to break this record that they just set, as they were entering the second of 3 historic seasons together. Heading into the 2015-16 season, the squad remained basically the same, with the only notable exit being Xavi, who retired from professional football. Barcelona started the season as they'd finished the previous one, strong and firing on all fronts, but at the end of September, they faced a big blow as Lionel Messi picked up a knee injury, leaving him out for 6 weeks. If this happened in 2013, Barcelona would be stranded without a star attacker, but now Neymar and Suarez were more than capable of doing the job. On the 21st of November, Barcelona played their first El Clasico of the season as they thrashed Real Madrid 4-0 thanks to a brace from Suarez and goals from Neymar and Iniesta. As this season progressed, Luis Suarez continued to grow, picking up more and more goals, and this season is where we would see Luis Suarez cement himself as the best striker in world football. At the turn of the year, Lionel Messi was handed the Ballon d'Or for the year of 2015, making it the 5th in his career, and Barcelona just kept on winning. They were currently on a historic unbeaten streak, and on the 3rd of March, thanks to a 5-1 throbbing over Rayo Vallecano, they set the Spanish record for 35 games in a row unbeaten, breaking the record that was held by Real Madrid since 1989. MSN just continued getting goal after goal, beating Arsenal in the Champions League, and they were now starting to see the possibility of another treble. But April would prove to be a difficult month for Barca as they started with an El Clasico defeat, which ended their record 39-game unbeaten run. They were then knocked out of the Champions League by Atletico Madrid as they lost 3-2 on aggregate, and this started a Barcelona losing streak as they lost 3 La Liga games in a row.